Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle video tutorial on Affinity Photo and how to create a very intense, colour contour, weird warped design from noise in Affinity Photo. Well, let's go from the start, and I'm just going to go back to a completely fresh document. Well, fresh shape I should say. What you need is a fresh solid layer, and I'm just going to create a quick rectangle. That's my easiest way, default way of doing it. Just quickly add that, and of course you could add it in any colour, perfectly reasonable to add it in red, green, blue, whatever you want. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some noise to this. So filters and noise, there's a variety of noises there, but I'm just going to go with add noise, just as good as any, and just over here you can set it, say, to 100%. Also you can drag further beyond so you can make more noise. Gaussian, and obviously I'm not going to set that. Doesn't matter particularly if I would or not, though then it would be black and white, I guess. So let's just go for a colour one. So don't put it to monochromatic if you want it colourful. Click apply. And of course it doesn't look particularly very much at this moment. I actually want a bit more noise than that. And you can always repeat it, of course. You can apply a few more noise there. Now this one is just over here. You've got layers. You can see it's a layer. See behind it. And you can resize it if you want to resize it like that. Personally, I generally always resize the layer. I like to do that because what I want to do now is I'm going to deform this. I'm going to deform this in multiple times. And that's really the whole thing. Or use some other, of course, distortion as well if you want to use those. But what you can do, you can go to Filters, Distort, and Deform. And with that, I also put Similarity. First Similarity, I don't know why, but that's the one I like. So put that there, and you can add these pins to the thing, and then you can drag from those pins, and you can always add more if you want later. Say if you saw, but generally I would suggest always drag out, because if you drag in, you'll end up. Well, you can do that, but you'll just create something that's sort of weaving in and out with some transparency. So I just want to. So I don't want that. I want it to be so it always comes from the centre, going outwards. At the same time, you can put very sort of pins and just stretch them slightly. You don't have to, and you can create a variety. I have to say, I have no idea when I do this what the end result will be. As simple as that. Because when I've done this, and I've done this a number of times, I sort of apply. I can generally give an idea, but it's just one of those ones that I think if I had lots of pins and I had lots of points, sometimes the end result just surprises me. And I think, oh, that's good, because you just put something too close to something, and you can put. If you put something further apart and drag, and if you have more than, say, you might do 10 or 15 or 20 pins. So you've got all these pins all dragged out. Very hard to see the pins actually when it's noisy like that. Click apply. And then what you can do, you can go repeat. Now you don't have to, of course, use this repeat deform. You can always say, oh, you know what, I'm liking that bit over there. What I can do, I can always, so you've got that design. So I probably find that tricky to get that exactly the same like that again. So, I mean, I could get something similar, but it's, where the pins are, how they're close they are, all very sort of, I haven't planned it out. But what you can do, of course, you can always go to Filters and again, Distort and Deform, and you can just do it again. Don't have to use the same one. Of course, you could also add some more additional noise if you want to. So you can simply click there, and you can drag out, and you can see you get these lovely bubble, and again, like further similarity. So the colours work much nicer. And you can do that, and you can keep some pins. You don't have to move the pins, or you can move them like that. Now, you might actually get to the point where you just make the noise so stretched out that you don't see. But I'm just going to, now, apply. Always remember to apply. If you don't go and click the apply, you'll lose the effect. But now you can repeat deform, and you can see you can create wonderful, stretched out, oozy, colourful designs like this. Now what you can also do, of course, is you can always go to layer and you can fade deform. Don't have to have it, you can just fade it like that. You can see you can just change in between, and that creates it like maybe difference or exclusion. You just run through them and maybe put that down like that. Something like difference. So you can create a very nice colourful combination there. And of course, once you've done that, you can then go repeat deform again. Or maybe again go to Distort and Deform. And add some new pins and distort it again. Again, avoiding the making so it goes over the, I don't want it to come in, so I just stretch it outwards. And you can see you can add points close. So you can squeeze things there, or put points there, you can squeeze, you can create some nice little sort of very localized sort of contour design there. Okay, just click there. And you can just keep trying it over and over again, just put close to. And of course you can also modify that if you want, the mask control. So click apply, and then again, filters, deform, and so on. Sometimes it doesn't end up result you want. You can always go back, of course. You can always undo. So if you decide, you know what, that was as good as what I want. And of course, once you've done that, of course, what you can do, you can always use other filters. And I always love the good old mirror effect. And you can just go for mirror. So straight away, you can create some very intense, colourful designs using that. But if you want that sort of design where all the colours are streaked out, very easy with the noise effect. And of course, what you can do, you can always go to filters and add noise again. Maybe not that intense, maybe a little bit. Maybe like that, apply. And then of course what you can do, you can always go down to distort and deform again. And just distort it again. And you can create some very unusual other colours designs from that. And again, repeat, deform, repeat, deform. Or maybe, of course, if you've gone too far and you've got nothing, you want those sort of nice swirls and things in there, what you can also do, just go back to deform again, and always puts it back to rigid. I wish it would not. I wish it would remember I like similarity. And then just create your own again. You can just keep trying it, just keep working until you create a design. Now, also what you can do, which is really useful, you've got this design. What you can do, you can go to here, a layer, and new pattern layer from selection. Then go to the move to work here, set it to mirror. I prefer mirror. And you can then bring that in like that. You can see your design there. You can rotate it around. And you can create, near enough ends up looking like a bit like Jupiter sort of thing with all the sort of storms on Jupiter. Yeah, the red spots and things. That's what I meant. Okay, so you've got this design now. But also what you can do, again, you can go to filters and distort and deform. And just do it to that area there. And you can see as you do that, it will change all over the whole thing. So you can see it sort of warping. You can stretch it out. You can see it warp there again. Again, I would love to see the feature of a time-lapse feature. If you could just time-lapse the actual effect without obviously all the, you don't want all the screen stuff, because that, I can capture it, of course. You can do a screen recording and you can capture it, but you've got all the controls, which obviously is not really particularly good to look at. But visually, you can just create all kinds of, and then you can just sort of control that. So you can create some very interesting visual designs there just by doing that, and just drag that around. And of course, click apply again. And of course, what you can do, you can always go to filters and apply again if you want to do that, or undo. Or go back to filters and distort and deform again. You can see you can start again to distort it. Warp it, even many other ways, or maybe go for similarity. I think similarity is so much nicer. You can really create, and of course you might want to obviously change the colours and work on the colours afterwards. You can see the sort of end result you can get from that. Click apply. Oh, and also of course you can always resize it so you can see design and change that if you want, and rotate it again like that. Well, I hope you found this tutorial of interest. Always had new tutorials about Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer, Affinity Publisher, also Photoshop obviously, and all those sort of things. If you've got any comments, questions, please let me know in the comments. Always happy to answer. Hopefully I can help. Maybe something, or if I've done something wrong, please let me know. Always great. Also a dislike or like. And also please subscribe to the Graphicxtras channel. Alexa, stop! Alexa always does that, just when you're doing it. Great. Please subscribe to the Graphicxtras channel. So always adding near enough every day, adding new videos. And also please check out the Graphicxtras.com website, because always putting tutorials up on there, obviously with a lot more description, a lot more text about all the various things you can do with these features. Thank you much.